Good day to you, my fellow students out there in quarantine land. Hope you're having a good day so far. So making another video in reference to the collage project. Whatever ideas I have, I'll just be happy to share them with you. And at some point when we're working on this project, if you would like to have some tutoring, I'll start setting up some Zoom sessions. But in in the meantime, as I was working on this a little bit more, I started thinking, well, some of y'all are probably going to want to not cut out just a subject in every single photo. So I came up with an idea that you can still use a scene, a photo, and you can still get to blend in, but the overall goal here is to not just take squares and put them into Photoshop and that's it. Want to sharpen our skills back up with Photoshop, and basically the basics of Photoshop is just grabbing something from a photo, cutting it away, and then being able to use that. So we're just starting off with that so far. And also I want y'all to be able to express yourselves in a really cool project and just have fun with it, just getting back into it. So yeah, the idea here is if you're coming across photos that you'd like to use, not so much that one. Where's my other one? Yeah, okay. So right here, let's get rid of that one, old one. So right here, a good site you can hop onto is Pexels.com. Again, this has free stock images. You don't have to pay for any of these. They're all really well shot, really well edited. So in this case, I'm choosing mountain biking to answer the question, something I like to do on the weekends. So as I searched through, this image just jumped out at me. I like the colors. I like the fact that it's kind of representative of, when you climb a mountain, sometimes you just want to be able to look out, see the scenery, that kind of stuff. So for me, this image spoke to me a lot. So I decided to use it. So in an image that you find from Pexels, you click on it, you can download it. It's gonna be a nice high resolution image. If I can go and find it for you all, yep, it's right here. So I've already downloaded it. I put it in all my other photos. And again, I can't emphasize enough, it's important to just grab as many photos as you need. You may not use all of them, but at least you have a large stash of photos that you can choose from if one's not working out. So there's my photo. I should already have it opened up in Photoshop. Let's go back to Photoshop, and there it is. Okay, so for this case, again, this type of photo, I could do what I've been asking you all to do, is to just cut out, this part right here, and that would probably do a decent job of telling me what you're interested in, right? But this shot's so well photographed that I still want to keep some of this. I like the fact that the sun's kind of fading into the wheel. Yeah, these nice skyline right here of all the trees and whatnot. So I still want to keep part of this photo, right? And I kind of want this to blend in to my background. So this was almost the final idea of what I have, but it starts over here with your photo. So, and I also kind of did the same thing with this one. I hate to do laundry, so I've used this photo before in other projects. So see how it just kind of blends into the background and it's tucked away here in the corner. So these are some decisions and some thoughts that you should be making as you're designing this collage. Okay. So let's go back to this project here, this photo, and I'll show you how you achieve that effect. So starts off here, you can use a selection tool, the marquee tool, select it, and what it's going to do is it's going to draw a box for you. That's all it's ever going to do. You do have a couple different marquees, but for this one, we'll start off with a rectangle. I'm going to give myself a little more space than I actually need because I know that I'm going to fade away parts of the picture. So I wouldn't cut it close here. I'm actually going to give myself some liberal amount of space and select about that much. Okay, and then after that I'll go up here to select and mask. So it's already been selected, so now I'm going to go into this Photoshop tool for selecting and masking. And there's a lot of different ways to take care of this, but the easiest way I'm finding is just go to feather. And you can see how it starts to just eat away, feather away the rest of the photo. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I think it's a good start. I might add a little more feathering to it, but I know that I'm probably going to mask away some of this stuff as well, so it's more circular. And then down here, I'm going to get rid of this hard edge on the bottom as well, right? So remember, the goal is to not bring in photos that are just square. That's it. I can't emphasize that enough. What we're doing is being a lot more creative with the photos that we're finding. So in this case, all I'm going to do is feather it. This number doesn't have to apply to you. You want to use this feather tool to achieve the effect that you're looking for. Okay, so I'm going to output this to a new layer with a layer mask, and I'll click OK, because I still have just a little more work to do with it. So there's my photo, there's the mask on top of it. And as I went over in another video, when you have a mask, you can use your brush tool to reveal or conceal the photo. So right now it's set to, I just hit my brush tool. I used B for brush, and that's what it looks like. So you can select it that way. And if I hit X down here, notice how it'll allow me to switch between black and white. Okay, so remember, white will reveal, black will conceal. So white's revealing the photo again. I don't want to do that. I want to do the opposite, right? So if I hit X, then that allows me to start concealing the photo again. Okay, I'm gonna go back because I just want to keep some of that feathering. And in this case, for this brush, it's at 35% hardness. I'm going to bring this down to like 18 just to kind of match that same feathering effect that I applied. So I'm going to start using that around the edges just to kind of get a rounded edge. And then same thing on the bottom. Doesn't have to be perfect, but now I have this feathered look all the way around. Cool? Okay. So next thing I'm going to do is, I know I'm going to take this and move this over to my project now. I want to make a copy, so Command J, Control J on a Windows should make that copy for you. I'll take this top copy right here, right click on it, and I'll convert to a smart object. So now I can bring it over. So I'll go to Edit, Copy, and then over here in my collage, I will hide this one, and then I will paste in the new one. There it is. Okay, so brought it in. It's already looking pretty cool, but it's way too big. So I'll go to Edit and then Free Transform, or Command T on a Mac, and I'm going to resize this photo down to a point to where I want it to be. Okay, so I'm also going to position it in a place where I know that I want it to be shown. So in this case, I want this subject standing on this pedestal still. I still want that effect. Maybe I'll bring this down just a little more, just so it looks like this pedestal is coming from the bottom of the image. And I think I want to make this a little bit smaller. Yeah, that'll work. Bring it up a little bit more. And then, so it's in there, okay? So I did a pretty good job of feathering it out, but you know what? I still want this to be feathered out just a little bit more, so it's not, so this has some more room in my collage to work. You could, as you bring in more images, you could have them overlap, but I just want this to blend in just a little bit more. So I will add another mask to that image, and then the same thing applies. So I can use the black to basically chip away at some of that, and it shouldn't affect the rest of the images that are on top of it, because this mask is only for this image. And I think that's getting me where I need it to be. So I've chipped away at where I need it to be. The last thing that I'm going to do is select the image again, and I see how this image of the beach surfboard, this kind of blends in with the paper. You can still see the paper throughout it, so I'm going to add that effect to it. One way you could do that is check out overlay. In this case, overlay is it's too much. It's blending in too much. So if I tried maybe hard light will work. Yep, I think hard light's giving the same effect. It's not altering the colors too much. And then I could even bring down the opacity just a little bit, just to get that paper to show through a little bit more. So now, you know, the original texture of this paper that I put in the background is starting to show up in all my images, right? See the difference between that and then John Oliver right here. So that's what I'm talking about with getting it to blend in a little bit more with your texture. You don't have to do it on every single one. I didn't do it on this image. I didn't do it fully on this image, but see how it kind of blends in to the paper. So those are some decisions that you want to make as a designer when you're making this stuff. And yeah, I mean, that's basically the track that you should be on when you're making this collage. I should be seeing these types of results. But it's fun. That's the cool part about it. So I want you all to have fun with this and express yourselves to the best of your ability using Photoshop. Stay tuned. I may have some more check-in videos. I don't know. But take this and use this concept to get your images to blend in. All right. Have a good rest of your day.